A powerful level 15 windstorm tore off roofs and caused chaos in multiple cities across China. Welcome everyone to the latest episode of Top Secret. A violent storm with category 15 winds suddenly struck, tearing off roofs, sweeping away everything, and plunging cities in northern China into chaos. The sky blazed red like doomsday, trees lay toppled, debris scattered everywhere, leaving the people terrified by the devastating power of the disaster. What caused this disaster, and can the community withstand this unprecedented and terrifying wrath? Northern China was suddenly hit by extreme weather as a massive cold air mass from the north swept down, colliding with warm, humid air from the central plains. The intense collision between two air currents generated unprecedented, extremely powerful winds that swept through multiple provinces, including Shaanxi, Shaanxi, Henan, Gansu, Hebei, and Shandong. The residents in these areas were utterly astonished to see trees uprooted, roofs torn off, and debris flying everywhere across the sky. The peaceful daily life was suddenly upended when nature unleashed its terrifying power. The storm not only caused severe material damage but also posed urgent challenges to the community in coping with increasingly extreme and unpredictable weather phenomena. In many major cities and the peaceful villages of Yanbin, winds reached violent gusts of up to level 12 on the Beaufort scale, signaling an extremely severe danger. Particularly, in the Tam Muon Heap area of Henan province, the wind reached a terrifying speed of up to 47 meters per second, equivalent to a category 15, an extremely rare level even for the strongest tropical storms. Meteorological stations in Fuxian, Binlu, Miankai, and Dan Wang also recorded powerful, devastating winds, leaving residents in a state of extreme panic. This chaotic scene reminds many of apocalyptic sci-fi movies, where nature becomes an uncontrollable threat. The storm caused damage not only in urban areas but also had a widespread impact on rural regions, where the infrastructure was already weak. Fallen trees lay scattered across the road, causing traffic congestion and hindering rescue teams from reaching areas in urgent need of assistance. Many villages were completely isolated, with roads submerged in mud and debris. According to the report, strong winds caused damage to many public facilities such as schools and hospitals, making the delivery of essential services extremely difficult. In some places, the sky turned an eerie shade of red-orange, while strong winds swept up dust and sand from the arid lands, creating a scene both magnificent and haunting. Visibility dropped to dangerous levels, putting people at risk when traveling on the road. The locals couldn't help but feel anxious witnessing the terrifying power of nature firsthand. Many people feel the atmosphere becoming suffocating, as if nature is sounding an alarm about the unpredictable changes in the environment. The meteorological agency promptly issued an urgent warning, advising people to stay indoors, secure loose objects that could be blown away by the wind, and avoid traveling through hazardous routes. However, due to the storm's overwhelming speed and scale, many people were unable to respond in time, resulting in severe damage to both property and livelihoods. This storm is not merely a weather phenomenon, but also a wake-up call about human fragility in the face of nature's terrifying power. The community and infrastructure suffered severe damage. The aftermath of the storm has severely impacted the lives of people across northern China. In urban areas, outdoor items like tables, chairs, signs, or decorations are often blown away by the wind, tossed around as lightly as paper toys. A series of electric motorbikes, popular vehicles in cities, were overturned, while larger vehicles also struggled to navigate flooded and damaged roads. The rural areas also suffered heavy losses as rice fields and crops were destroyed, leaving many farmers facing crop failures and food shortages. Many families are facing prolonged power outages, while essential services such as clean water and communications are also severely disrupted. The phenomenon of an orange-red sky accompanied by strong winds lifting dust and sand into the air not only reduces visibility but also poses significant health risks, especially for those with respiratory issues. In many places, the air becomes stifling due to thick accumulation of fine dust, forcing residents to wear masks and limit outdoor activities. Here are the two natural English translations. Choose one based on context. Many businesses, from small shops to large shopping centers, were forced to close early, disrupting economic activities and causing significant financial losses. Rescue teams and local authorities quickly implemented response measures to handle the emergency situation. Roads blocked by fallen trees and debris will be prioritized for clearance to quickly restore traffic flow. However, due to the widespread damage across many localities, the relief efforts have encountered significant difficulties. Many remote areas can only be reached by special means such as helicopters, but the number of these vehicles is extremely limited. Temporary relief centers have been set up to provide shelter, food, and medical supplies, but due to overcrowding, aid distribution has faced significant challenges. Many families have to live in cramped, makeshift spaces while waiting for aid from NGOs and the international community. Many local volunteers actively supported the rescue teams, from clearing the streets to distributing relief supplies to the people. Despite also suffering losses, small businesses are joining hands to support the community by contributing food and construction materials to overcome difficulties together. The local government has pledged both financial and technical support for the reconstruction efforts. However, residents and experts alike are well aware that this will be a long-term process requiring substantial resources. This storm not only caused material damage but also sparked debates about the importance of investing in resilient coastal infrastructure systems and proposed solutions to cope with potential extreme weather phenomena in the future. Emergency response to weather disasters. As the severe storm swept through northern China, local authorities urgently implemented preventive measures to minimize damage and promptly assist affected residents. The rescue teams include firefighters, military personnel, and volunteers. Immediately, forces were mobilized to clear roads blocked by uprooted trees and debris from houses and signs. This job demands relentless effort as the teams have to work in harsh weather conditions, with strong gusts and heavy rain constantly affecting progress. Emergency services keep receiving a flood of calls reporting damaged structures. From houses with roofs torn off to public structures like schools and hospitals, all suffered partial damage. Road traffic becomes extremely dangerous when many routes are congested or deeply submerged in mud. Small vehicles like motorbikes can hardly travel safely. The trucks carrying relief supplies faced many difficulties in reaching the isolated areas. Major airports in provinces like Henan and Shandong had to delay or cancel numerous flights due to weather conditions. Passengers were stranded and cargo shipping schedules were disrupted. The local authorities issued an urgent notice, advising residents to limit travel to ensure safety. These efforts were made to ensure public safety, but the widespread damage has created significant challenges for the authorities to assist those who have lost their homes or can no longer continue living in their current residence. Temporary relief stations have been set up in many localities. These locations provide temporary shelter, food, drinking water, and essential medical supplies for thousands of people affected by natural disasters. However, due to the overwhelming number of people in need of assistance and the widespread damage across multiple provinces, the distribution of relief supplies is facing many obstacles. Some remote areas, especially in the countryside, can only be reached by special means such as boats or helicopters. However, due to the limited number of vehicles, transporting relief supplies to the right locations on time faces many challenges. Many relief centers are overwhelmed, with cramped spaces and inadequate living conditions, forcing people to face countless hardships and immense mental pressure. The collaboration between local authorities, NGOs, and international partners provided critical support in the initial phase. The NGOs promptly provided food, blankets, and medical equipment. Meanwhile, international expert teams are providing technical support to restore the power and clean water systems. The spirit of unity in the community shines even brighter as numerous local volunteers enthusiastically join relief efforts. From cleaning the streets to distributing relief supplies, small businesses were also heavily impacted, yet they actively supported by providing free food and construction materials. However, the authorities believe that fully remedying the damage will require a significant amount of time and considerable resources. Climate scientists suggest that this extreme weather phenomenon may be a sign of profound changes in global weather patterns. Rising sea temperatures in the western Pacific region are considered one of the main causes, providing an abundant source of energy for storms, making winds stronger and rainfall heavier. The collision between the cold air mass from the north and the warm air current from the Central Plains region has triggered extreme weather phenomena such as strong gusts and tornadoes. The storm in northern China is not just an isolated incident, but could also signal a worrying trend. In the context of global climate change, extreme weather events are occurring with increasing frequency. Experts emphasize that events like these demand urgent climate change adaptation measures. Communities should prioritize investing in sustainable infrastructure, including structures designed to withstand strong storms and efficient drainage systems to minimize flood risks. Upgrading the early warning system is essential, enabling people to promptly access information and proactively respond to extreme weather events. In addition, community education programs on safety, first aid, and emergency response can equip people with essential skills to handle incidents when they occur. Additionally, scientists also emphasize the importance of protecting natural ecosystems such as mangroves and wetlands, as they play a crucial role in mitigating damage caused by storms and floods. Tree planting and ecosystem restoration programs have also been introduced to reduce carbon emissions, helping to slow down climate change. However, given the global scale of the issue, international cooperation is necessary to help severely affected countries like China enhance their response capabilities. Experts emphasize that, alongside technical solutions, changing community awareness and habits, from conserving energy to minimizing waste, also plays a crucial role in mitigating the impacts of climate change. This storm has sparked discussions about shared responsibility in addressing climate challenges. Although relief and reconstruction efforts are underway, the people and local authorities understand that preparing for the future requires long-term investment and close coordination among all parties. Extreme weather phenomena like the storm in northern China not only demonstrate the terrifying power of nature but also serve as a wake-up call, urging us to take immediate action to protect the environment and work toward building a sustainable future for generations to come. After the violent storm passed, strong winds continued to blow through the night. Residents of northern China began facing the harsh reality, the severe devastation left by the typhoon. Provinces such as Shaanxi, Shaanxi, Henan, Gansu, Hebei, and Shandong, which had already suffered heavy losses, now face scenes of devastation and ruin. The streets, flooded with debris, from uprooted trees to metal fragments torn from rooftops, are being urgently cleared by rescue teams. The severely damaged power system is gradually being restored in some areas, but many households still have to live without electricity, relying on generators or temporary power sources. Public facilities such as schools, hospitals, and cultural centers also suffered severe damage and require significant resources to repair. The reconstruction process faces many challenges as households bear the heavy costs of rebuilding their homes, while small businesses worry about declining revenue due to prolonged forced closures. The local authorities swiftly implemented support measures, ranging from providing construction materials to distributing food and clean water to affected residents. However, due to the widespread damage across multiple provinces, the current resources appear insufficient to meet the demand. Many families who lost their homes are temporarily sheltering in relief centers, where living conditions remain inadequate and challenging. Small businesses, especially shops and eateries that primarily serve tourists and local residents, are facing the risk of bankruptcy due to prolonged loss of income. Farmers in rural areas also suffer heavy losses when storms destroy their rice fields and crops, leaving them facing food shortages and loss of livelihood. Non-governmental organizations have enthusiastically supported the reconstruction efforts by providing food, blankets, medical supplies, and other essential necessities. International teams of experts were also dispatched to provide technical support, ranging from repairing electrical systems to rebuilding public infrastructure. The international community stands ready to provide both financial and human resources to support the most severely affected regions. However, both the people and the local authorities understand that reconstruction is not merely about restoring what was lost. This is also an opportunity to build a more sustainable future, where structures are designed to withstand extreme weather events. Projects to build solid housing, upgrade drainage systems, and reinforce transportation infrastructure are being implemented to mitigate future risks. The spirit of unity among the people is the shining light during this challenging time. Many communities have joined hands to clean the streets, share food, and help neighbors who unfortunately lost their homes. Volunteers, ranging from individuals to religious organizations, enthusiastically participated in relief efforts. They provided various forms of support, from distributing essential supplies to repairing temporary shelters for affected residents. Local businesses, despite suffering losses, actively supported by providing free construction materials and related services. However, the people are well aware that the recovery will take months, even years, requiring relentless perseverance and effort. Nature teaches us the fragility of life. The petals that bloom at dawn wither by dusk, the raging river flows only to run dry, or the fleeting breeze that never returns. All remind us that everything in this world is impermanent and transient. We are but fragile travelers on a brief journey between heaven and earth. The fierce storm sweeping through northern China is not merely a weather phenomenon, but also a stark warning of nature's unpredictable power. The strange red-orange sky, the debris-strewn streets, and the shattered houses are seared into the people's memories. This phenomenon, where dust and sand are swept high into the air by the wind, creates a scene that is both awe-inspiring and terrifying, leaving many with the feeling that they are witnessing signs of greater environmental changes. This storm demonstrates that extreme weather events are occurring more frequently, requiring communities to make greater efforts in preparation and adaptation. Residents in disaster-stricken areas cannot help but realize how fragile life is in the face of nature's power. In just a few hours, everything once familiar, from homes and streets to daily routines, was completely turned upside down. Climate experts suggest that phenomena like this are likely linked to changes in global weather patterns. Rising sea temperatures combined with the interaction between cold and warm air masses have created favorable conditions for the formation of stronger storms. These phenomena not only cause immediate damage but also raise concerns about the frequency and severity of future weather events. To address these challenges, experts recommend that communities focus on investing in more sustainable infrastructure systems. For example, flood prevention structures and drainage systems are optimally designed. It is necessary to strengthen community education programs on safety, first aid, and crisis response to help people master emergency coping skills. In addition, preserving natural ecosystems such as mangrove forests or wetlands also helps mitigate the impact of storms and floods. Tree planting and ecosystem restoration projects are considered key elements in the strategy to address climate change. To help slow down global warming and protect vulnerable communities. This storm has sparked debates about the shared responsibility of the community in responding to climate change. The people of northern China remain resilient and undaunted despite facing many immediate difficulties. They cleaned up together, rebuilt, and held on to hope for a brighter tomorrow. This event is not only a challenge but also an opportunity for the community to reflect on how to live in harmony with nature. Invest in long-term solutions, from building infrastructure to raising community awareness. This will be the key to minimizing the impact of extreme weather events in the future. The storm has passed, but it left a clear message. Nature can change our lives in an instant. And preparation is the key factor in protecting the community from unforeseen disruptions. Thank you for watching until the end. See you next time.